Today's lesson is making buildups for your music. This is obviously the bread and butter of EDM, but I've seen a lot of producers essentially not get this right. And if you don't get this right, your drops are not going to hit. And if you're a hip hop producer or somebody from a different genre of music, one cool part is that you can take a lot of these philosophies and techniques and help build cool transitions and cool ways for your beats to come in. So I think it's a really awesome exercise, and let's dive right into a buildup. So the first thing is I want to play one of my buildups here from one of my songs so you can listen to it, and I'll break down the first way I like to get buildups. Bang, okay? That song rips, and one of the reasons is that this buildup just has lots of energy. And that really brings me to the first case. I think a lot of these buildups, they really work well right before a drop. And the thing is that we actually have a lot of buildup drum loops, and it's actually one of the first places I'd recommend for getting cool buildups. So as you can see here, it had a lot of cool stuff, but the thing is, it was this one right here. And all I did was I dragged it in, and you just find the BPM of your song, and what you want to do is you just want to make an adjustment right there to have it match the exact speed, and then you have that exact build up. We actually have a lot of these drum loops. It's one of our most valuable samples, I would say. And let me go ahead and play a few different ones. It's a lot of energy, but let me tell you one of the parts that's really cool about our drum loop specifically and why I would recommend using them for this. So we have this drum loop here that we liked for this song, but if you go here, we actually have all the stem layers as well. Okay, so now I dragged in each individual piece. And the reason I like this is that you can actually modify your buildups quite a bit. So like, let's say I didn't want that snare. I mean, I like that snare, but let's say I didn't want it. I can actually go in and I can go to, let's say this snare from this buildup drum loop, and I can actually just combine them. Now we have a brand new buildup I built actually just by using the layers. Right? Like that's the base idea of a buildup is that it's really going to help your drops come in. And the first thing I recommend is trying different drum loops. And yeah, then the second thing I'll say is that one of the big benefits of Cymatics drum loops is that we actually have all the stem layers. So mixing and matching these things can be really exciting because it can just add a lot to your music. But let's go ahead and showcase this on a different type of song as well. So this song right here, I actually have multiple layers that is helping this drop happen. So I'm going to play a few because I actually took this buildup loop right here. That was like this. And it just kept going. But instead what I did was I actually just repeated it. So right after I got to this point, it just repeated itself. And then what I did was I actually went into another layer and I grabbed a different build-up snare. And then I grabbed another one of those layers as well. Let me play this one. And then I grabbed white noise, which white noise risers can be a really nice addition to buildups. It's very important. It's actually very important to have reverse noise. And this is what I mean by that. So all of these together actually sound like this. And it just creates so much tension for your drop. Let me play everything together and I'm going to show you how knowing this one trick really helped this song hit hard and can really make a difference in your music.
Lights off, you feel me laying on your side. Hands on, my body's calling day and night.
As you can see right here, this build-up drum loop was actually like huge when it came to helping these things really hit hard. So one of our old school packs called Project X, we actually have a bunch of packs like this. We actually have these risers. And this is the one I actually end up using here. A riser with your build-up drum loop can be fucking crazy. So for this one, I actually combined it with this drum loop here. It just builds so much tension for the drop. And like I said, if you guys are making EDM or just want to make some hard-ass music, that's very important. And then when you build that tension, one thing you can do sometimes is either you release it into a drop, or sometimes you release it into a drop that has pieces missing, and then you let the full thing go. So watch how this one, that buildup actually leads to a minimal version of the drop. As you can see right there, the buildup is everything. And using risers is actually really, really important. Another thing that you can do, I didn't do it on this track, but I can show you how I would have added it. Little crashes, right? Because what these will do is they'll add in little, oh, I did do it right here. So what this crash will do, normally they'll sound like this. But when you reverse them, they sound like this. So you actually put these things kind of right here. Listen to it. That cymbal really adds a lot. And then what you can also do is you can actually go into our impact folders as well. You'll have these big impacts, right? And what I did was I actually took an impact, and right before the drop, I'm also, that's the original, but if you reverse it, it sounds like this. Kind of sounds crazy. So all together, it's like this. It just builds so much tension. So reversing impacts, reversing cymbals, that can really also add a lot to your build-up drums to spice them up. So you start off with the full drum loops, then you mix up the layers to really dial in the type of build-up you want. Then on top of that, you add reverse effects and stuff that can really do interesting. The reverse effects can really add a lot to it as well. And if you watch the video on drum fills, you can actually do your build-up drums into the drum fills themselves and have those drum fills take over and help transition as well. Let me pull up one more example for you. I want to show you kind of like a more poppy example of a drum loop. So in this case, here's the original drum loop I used. That's the same one. All right, what do you know? The same drum loop I used in the other song I actually used in this song, but listen how hardcore it sounds originally. But the thing is, dude, I have a pop record here, like this right here. It's not really the right vibe for that hardcore of a buildup. So one thing that I like to do sometimes is I use a full drum loop, and then I'll get the EQ and do something like this, where I cut all the lows, I tame the highs, and then if you look down right here, my volume is down a lot. It looks like I turned it down about 40% of its original volume. So then it becomes like almost like it's a build-up drum, but because it's so quiet in volume and I've EQ'd so much of the sound out, it's a very minimal one. And a lot of times if you're making vocal-based music, a lot of times rap music, like sure, big EDM build-ups sometimes command a lot of attention. Other stuff, pop music, beats, and your own vocal, a lot of times where your vocals are the star of the production, you don't want that build-up drum going so crazy it's drowning out your vocals. And you can still use the technique by making it sound more minimal in the background and get great results. So this is a more minimal version of that.
Lately I feel so alone, 'cause you've been changing. I know I should have known. I've been keeping my walls up for long. You killed my daydream. I know I should have known,
Yeah, as you can see, it's very thin. There's not much there, right? Like look how much EQ is taking. If I were to mute this EQ, you can just see how much less powerful I made it on purpose. And then don't forget, when it comes to using these build-up drums, it's also important to use these reverse cymbals. Right?
Daydream. I know I should have known.
And actually in this case, Sometimes in some of our folders, you can actually find reverse effects. So that's like a little one I added on top of it. So just to recap real quick, you need to start off by using full drum loops and trying to incorporate those into your songs. After that, you can play up with the build-up drum layers. So then that way you can figure out how to be creative with your build-up drum loops. You don't have to just use the full drum loop. You can actually mix and match them to make new sounds. And then the thing that's really going to take this to the next level is using reverse cymbals, reverse effects, reverse impacts to bring even more energy into your build-ups. And then something that I think is important is going to be not only doing it on maybe like a hardcore EDM song, but making something a little bit more chill sometimes. Let's say if you have a song that the production is based around the vocals, let's say a pop song, a rap song, something like that, you might want to use elements of build-up drums, but if they're too hardcore, they're going to take the focus of the track away from the singer, so that's not going to be good either. So it's important to incorporate all of these things in your production. As for the exercises, I'm going to provide a few songs for you guys in which they're going to be my songs, but I'm going to rip out the build-up drums, and then I'm going to give you some of these resources, so then that way you can practice using the techniques in this video on those songs. So make sure you do that and try it out for yourself, because this can be a very powerful thing in your production that has a lot of different use case for it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Peace out. If you guys liked this video, it is actually a module from my free course, The Art of Sampling, where I dive into everything you need to know on how to make really incredible music by using sampling. It's something I've been doing for 13 years, and I'm really excited. And by the way, there's exercises and download files, so if you don't want to miss out on really what this course has to offer, click the link below. It is all free. And if you like The Art of Sampling, it's actually a part of a bigger online music program called The Art of Music Production. So when you click the link below, you can check out not only The Art of Sampling for free and some of our free courses, but if you're interested, you can also check out The Art of Music Production. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you check out the full Art of Sampling.